Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Prep Extra basketball show. It's been a little while, Ron.
Yeah.
Some weather got in the way and games all over the place.
And the weather's still getting in the way,
but we are finally here. We've got a few days until state basketball. Are you excited?
Oh yeah, I mean, you look at these matchups, you know, the sub-state format worked exactly the way it should. It got the 8 best teams to state in all 6 classes.
Which means for us and for everyone that attends these games, a pretty exciting weekend. We're going to start by breaking down each class. Ron's going to give us one of the best or a few of the best players in each class, the favorite for that class, and then a team to watch that could maybe make a run, pull up a few upsets, and hoist that state crown. Obviously, we're going to start. You mentioned it before we went live. Creighton-prep, Lincoln North Star in that Class A matchup.
Yeah, you know, this one went overtime at North Star, regular season, and of course Creighton-prep, as a Nebraska recruit, signed already a call of rope, and then of course Donovan Williams, the 6'5" junior from North Star, is a Nebraska commit. And both of them put on a show the first time they played. Williams had 36, Rope had 30, and multiple rebounds. So neither one disappointed. Now they're going to get to meet on their future college home floor.
That's a rematch that it's at 2 o'clock in that first game of Class A at Pinnacle Bank Arena that I'm sure there will be a lot of people and a lot of eyes on that. If you look at the rest of Class A, who are you looking right now as the favorite going into this field?
Well, and of course, Prep is the defending state champion, but Bellevue West, they've only got 1 loss this year. They've been #1 almost the entire season. They seem to have a lot of boxes checked when it comes to, you know, an inside game, guys that can go inside, outside, and then of course they've got a tremendous point guard in Chucky Hepburn. He has a scholarship offer from Nebraska right now, and you can expect that list to grow considerably over the summer.
And Hepburn does a little bit of it all, and when you look at, they're obviously maybe the favorite. You mentioned Creighton-prep as a team that won it last year, but if you look for a team that might surprise some folks, for me, I'm looking at North Star, Donovan Williams. You have a player like that, you have a chance to win. Josiah Alec, obviously a great player, but who are you looking at that can maybe make a run and make it to Saturday?
I think North Star is one of those teams that could do it. I mean, they've got the, you know, Prep is obviously very, very good, but if they can win that game, that's going to give them confidence. They already beat Kearney on their home floor. Omaha South is a team that beat North Star early in the season, but you know, I got to think that they would have a good shot at that next round.
Absolutely, absolutely. Anywhere else, or is that kind of that underdog that you're looking at?
Well, they're one of the teams you're looking at. I think the Omaha West Side, Omaha Central game will be very, very good. Absolutely. You know, you're looking at Omaha Central with John Tanji, you know, 6'5", go inside, outside. He's the leading scorer in Class A this year. Then West Side, you know, they've got Chase Thompson inside, you know, really good inside player. And then Jaden Booth, you know, one of the best guards in the state. He has a offer from Omaha already, and he's only a junior.
Absolutely. I think it's pretty safe to say that these games, these 4 on Thursday and then that whole weekend are going to be pretty exciting, and some big players. We'll see how they kind of step up on that big stage.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you could play this tournament 3 weekends in a row. You might get 3 different winners.
And that's fun.
That's the way it is.
That's fun for us. That's fun for fans. That's fun for everyone. Now, if we move on to Class B, obviously another class that has some great players, but where are you looking at in terms of top talent in Class B?
Well, of course, you start with Charlie Easley at Pius. I mean, he's been one of the top players against the Class A competition all season. Brady Danielson from York, you know, returning All-Stater. Baylor Shireman, he's had a great season. South Dakota State recruit, 6'6", he's a point guard. It's going to be very interesting to see how he projects at the next level, because you could see him maybe becoming a very elite player at South Dakota State.
Absolutely. Now, Pius, 24-2 on the season. Have to look at them as the favorite going into this,
yeah, they're the favorite right now. But interesting matchup with Scotts Bluff, because Scotts Bluff has not played a traditional Class B schedule at all either. They've played a lot of the Class A schools from Casper and Cheyenne in Wyoming and played some very, very good competition.
Absolutely. Now, when I look at this these 8 teams, and I'm looking for a team that can maybe make a run, I like to look at Scott and I like to look at York. But you mentioned Brady Danielson. I think that York has the ability to make a run. Where are you looking at a team that can maybe pull off an upset in that first round and then maybe make it all the way to Saturday?
Well, you know, Scotts Bluff is a team that they've been successful at the state tournament down here in the past. So, you know, Pius is going to be the favorite, no question about that. But Scotts Bluff is a scary opponent.
Absolutely.
And of course, you got Aurora on the other side playing Alliance, and Alliance has beaten Scotts Bluff this year. And anytime you can come east and win at Mount Michael, like Alliance did in the district final, you're a serious contender.
Absolutely. And that's another, you're just looking up and down. You Roncalli at 23-2, Bennington at 20-6, Scott at 22-4. There's a lot of really quality teams, something you alluded to at the beginning of the show.
Well, and of course, Scott and York played in last year's state final. It's too bad you missed that because that was quite a final. York was down 9 points with a little over a minute to go in regulation, came back to tie it and ended up winning it in double overtime. And of course, you know, both teams are going to be fired up for that moment.
Absolutely.
And of course, Scott got them in football. A lot of the same people are involved in football and basketball.
Of course. Tyson Gordon, obviously one of the better players for Scott football and basketball.
Right.
So, trying to wrap it up here, obviously a lot of different players that we looked at. How about this? I'm going to put you on the spot here. Regardless of class, who is the one player that you're most excited to see kind of have the big moment, whether it's in the semifinal, championship games, whatever it is? Who's the one player you're excited to see play in that stage?
Well, obviously, I'm excited for that very first game.
Yep.
You want to see the two Husker guys go at it, and you want to see them play well.
Right.
So
you also want to see it live up to the hype that it had because of that first game. That was the hectic game where they both performed so well.
Now North Star's going to have to, you know, Creighton-Prep was in this position last year. They've played in that building.
Right.
Granted, they did graduate quite a few guys off that team, but they've got Call a Rope, and he played 3 games in that building.
Absolutely.
So
That's an advantage. So final thought going in. Obviously, Ron and I will be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday from 9 a.m. till midnight. We'll have video coverage, all of that. But final thought going in.
Oh, it should be a great tournament. I'm particularly excited about the Class A field.
Absolutely.
You know, I think you got 8 teams that are all going to represent themselves very well in that first round. And who knows? I mean, we could have some surprising results.
Absolutely. I really am interested, one, in this Class B field with Scott Catholic and then York, just that matchup. But also I want to see if Pius runs the table there. I know that's something that we've talked about all year. They should do it, 24-2, but I'm interested to see how that goes out.
That is an interesting matchup with Scotts Bluff because Scotts Bluff did not play a traditional Class B schedule either, and actually played a lot of Class A teams just from Wyoming, not from Nebraska.
Absolutely. All right, well, that'll do it for us. We will be in touch all week and all weekend. Ron Powell, Alec McChesney, have a great day.